Hey everyone, welcome to F8. So today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to walk through our roadmap for the next 10 years. I think we can all underestimate just how much the world can change in 10 years. In a decade, video will look like as big of a shift in the way we all share and communicate as mobile has been. Messaging and private communication will unlock new platforms for accessing all kinds of different services. Connectivity will give everyone, not just a third of people in the wealthiest countries, access to all of the opportunities of the internet, including resources for education, health, and jobs. Artificial intelligence will power all kinds of different services with better than human level perception. And we'll see the emergence of the next major computing platform in virtual and augmented reality. These are all elements of our 10-year roadmap to connect the world. And each of these elements is in service of our mission and is about bringing people together, because that's what we do here. Now, before we get into detail, I want to take a step back for a minute. And I want to talk about our mission for a moment, and why I care about it so much, and why I think that the work that we're all doing here together is more important now than it's ever been. We stand for connecting every person, for a global community, for bringing people together, for giving all people a voice, for a free flow of ideas and culture across nations. And this idea of connecting the world has gotten stronger over the last century. You can now travel almost anywhere in the world in less than a day. Countries trade more openly and cooperate more easily than ever. And the internet has enabled all of us to access and share more ideas and information than ever before. We've gone from a world of isolated communities to one global community, and we are all better off for it. But now, as I look around and as I travel around the world, I'm starting to see people and nations turning inward against this idea of a connected world and a global community. I hear fearful voices calling for building walls and distancing people they label as others, for blocking free expression, for slowing immigration, reducing trade, and in some cases around the world, even cutting access to the internet. It takes courage to choose hope over fear, to say that we can build something and make it better than it has ever been before. You have to be optimistic to think that you can change the world. And people will always call you naive, but it's this hope and this optimism that is behind every important step forward. Our lives are connected, and whether we're welcoming a refugee fleeing war or an immigrant seeking new opportunity, whether we're coming together to fight global disease like Ebola or to address climate change, I hope that we have the courage to see that the path forward is to bring people together, not push people apart, to connect more, not less. We are one global community. The mother in India who wants to work so her family can have a better life. The father in the US who wants a cleaner planet for his children. The daughter in Sierra Leone who just needs basic health care and education so she can stay safe and reach her full potential. And that young boy in Syria who is doing the best he can with the cards he's been dealt to find a good path forward in the world. And we, sitting here today, are part of this community too. And if the world starts to turn inwards, then our community will just have to work even harder to bring people together. And that's why I think the work that we're all doing is so important. Because we can actually give more people a voice. Instead of building walls, we can help people build bridges. And instead of dividing people, we can help bring people together. We do it one connection at a time. One innovation at a time. Day after day after day. And that's why I think the work that we're all doing together is more important now than it's ever been before. Welcome to F8. So that's why our 10-year roadmap is focused on building the technology to give everyone in the world the power to share anything they want with anyone. That's our goal. Now, let's look at the word everyone for a moment. Most people in the world, more than 4 billion people, are not even on the internet today. And we need to change this. Because beyond communication, we know that for every 10 people who get online, about 1 person gets lifted out of poverty because they get access to tools for education and finding jobs. So in our 10-year roadmap, we're focused on all of the things that we need to do to help more people get online, from making data cheaper to building completely new technologies like drones and satellites and laser communication systems. Now let's look at the word anything. We all have a desire to be understood and to relate to each other. So we're always looking for better and richer ways to express ourselves and share with one another. When I was a baby and I took my first steps, my parents wrote down the date in a baby book so that they could share it with their friends and family. When my nephews took their first steps, my sister took photos and videos on her phone so she could send them to us. And when my daughter Max takes her first steps, hopefully later this year, I want to capture the whole scene, right, with a 360 video. So I can send it to my family and my friends, and they can go into VR and feel like they're actually right there in the living room with us. We're always trying to get closer to this purest form of capturing an idea or an experience. And then there's the third part, with anyone. Sometimes we just want to talk to one friend. Sometimes we want to hang out with a few friends. Sometimes we have something that we want to share with all our friends, or with all our coworkers, or with an entire community, like marathon runners or Golden State Warriors fans. And sometimes we want to share something with the whole world. So that's why we're developing a whole family of apps to create a world-class experience for all of the different groups of people that you want to share with. So this is the goal. Give everyone the power to share anything they want with anyone. And here's our 10-year roadmap to get there. Now, we have a playbook for building these services. First, we build a new technology that can help people share and connect in some new ways. Then we take that technology and we build it into a product that we think 1 billion or more people could use and benefit from. And then finally, once a product is at scale, we build a full ecosystem around that product of developers and businesses and partners. So our roadmap for the next 10 years has 3 horizons. We have a community and ecosystem today that we need to grow to reach many times its current scale to reach its full potential. We have several products that are already at scale with lots of people using them that we now need to build into full ecosystems with developers and businesses. And we have new technologies that we need to develop so they can be large-scale products in their own right. So let's start by talking about what we're building around our most developed ecosystem, the Facebook app and platform. Now, we launched Platform almost a decade ago. And since then, hundreds of thousands of developers, like all of you, have built millions of apps to connect more than 1 billion people. And our developer community building apps keeps growing. In the last year, it has grown 40%, with now more than 70% of developers and apps outside of the US. Our second largest community is in India, and Africa is growing incredibly quickly in our developer community. So today, you're going to hear about all of the new tools that we're announcing that will help you build, grow, and monetize your apps. And we're also going to talk about a lot of new infrastructure that we're open sourcing, from our data centers and all of the tools that we built to run that, to our mobile frameworks like React Native and tools like HHVM. So the Facebook platform keeps getting stronger. And of all the things we're going to talk about today, you can have a bigger impact building with these tools for the next few years than the other things that are not yet at scale. So now let's talk about the next 5 years and how we're going to build ecosystems around our products that are already starting to be used by lots of people. Now, one of the platforms that I'm most excited about is Messenger. Last year, Messenger was the fastest growing app in the US, ahead of even Facebook, which was second. Messenger just passed 900 million monthly actives. And now, between Messenger and WhatsApp, people are sending about 60 billion messages a day. So to put that in perspective, at its peak, global SMS volume was right around 20 billion messages a day. So we're processing about 3 times as many messages as SMS ever did, and these services are still growing incredibly quickly. So now that Messenger has scaled, we're starting to develop ecosystems around it. And the first thing we're doing is exploring how you can all communicate with businesses. Now, you probably interact with dozens of businesses every day, and some of them are probably really meaningful to you. But I've never met anyone who likes calling a business. And no one wants to have to install a new app for every service or business that they want to interact with. So we think that there's got to be a better way to do this. We think that you should just be able to message a business in the same way you'd message a friend. You should get a quick response, and it shouldn't take your full attention like a phone call would, and you shouldn't have to install a new app. So today we're launching Messenger Platform, so you can build bots for Messenger. And it's a simple platform. It's powered by artificial intelligence, so you can build natural language services to communicate directly with people. So let's take a look. So CNN, for example, is going to be able to send you a daily digest of stories right into Messenger. And the more you use it, the more personalized it'll get. And if you want to learn about a specific topic, like, say, the Supreme Court nomination or the Zika virus, you just send a message and it'll send you that information. Or take 1-800-Flowers. I love this one. Now, if you want to send a message, flower, you don't have to install a new app or enter your credit card again. You just send a message. And I bet that's not who you thought those flowers were going to. I know someone who's sitting here today who also thought that those were not who those flowers were going to. Now, I have to say, I love this one. I find it pretty ironic because now to order from 1-800-Flowers, you never have to call 1-800-Flowers again. So Messenger is going to be the next big platform for sharing privately and for helping you connect with services in all kinds of new ways. And we're going to talk about this more in a second. All right. We're also at the beginning of a golden age of online video. And earlier this month, we opened up live video to everyone. And the response so far has been pretty amazing. People watch live videos longer, and they comment more than 10 times as much as on regular videos. People love going live because it's so unfiltered and personal, and you feel like you're just there hanging out with your friends. You know, in a funny way, we've found that live takes some of the pressure off of having to find that perfect photo or video because everyone knows it's live and it's not curated. Public figures love going live too because they're getting huge audiences. We're seeing TV stars get bigger audiences on live than they get on their TV shows. So we're going to build this out. We're making it a prominent tab in the Facebook app where you can go see what your friends and other people around the world are doing live right now. You know, just the other week, I saw a live video of a woman with her young kids skiing down a hill. And it was just mesmerizing. I watched it for like a few minutes because I'm like, I really want to make sure these kids get down this hill. You know, there's usually people who are, you know, playing music or dancing in there. And then every once in a while, there's something that's really important and special happening. Like a couple of days ago, a woman named Lena commented on one of my posts